now. And that big expectation about that lady Standiwe Hlongwane, who is being referred to as the second most famous resident of Ngqamalala village, might just be filmed voting alongside the president. And when our technical abilities allow us to do so, we will still go through.
Anyhow, I think we're going to hand over to Yana Mhlongo in KwaZulu-Natal.
Well, good morning once again from Durban ICC. It's the base for the IEC at the Results Operating Center. Without wasting much time, because I know we'll be going to Nkandla very quickly, I'm joined by Mr. Mawethu Mozore, the Provincial Electoral Officer. Mr. Mozore, thank you very much for joining us. Very briefly, the start, good start this morning?
Yes, we had a good start in the province this morning in all our 4,000 odd voting stations. The reports, as confirmed, a very early 6 a.m., 7 a.m. indicated that we are on course for a correct start at 7 a.m.
Right, we also just picked up on some information about wards 94 and 1 in Dundee, where we understand that you have made the decision to remove your officials that were going to work at those voting stations?
Yes, we do have two cases that we are working on with the police where there's an allegation of electoral fraud. We've then handed over the two matters in Dundee and in Ward 95 Red Cross Community Hall to the police. We will await police investigation outcome in terms of the detail. But to avoid any doubt for today, we've had to remove those staff members where allegations were presented to us.
Just overall, I know we'll be talking about turnout much later in the day, but just from the reports that you can get in from staff,
around the province, yes. We've got very positive indications by our teams on the ground that there were voters queuing as early as 6 a.m. at a number of voting stations. Particularly moving was voters in Cliplands hostels who started queuing at 3 a.m. when we got the reports. And the voting station there, we expect just about 9,000 people to vote there. So it's one of those positive news coming out of the province this morning.
And just lastly, of course, we are expecting some bad weather later on in the afternoon. So you are encouraging our voters to come out very early to the voting stations.
We encourage especially voters in Herikwala district, voters in Umgungundlovu district, Pietermaritzburg, Impendle areas, as well as Uku district to vote early, as the weather indications are not too good for the afternoon. Already we get reports from the Eastern Cape that they are in that weather with high winds and heavy rain. So it would be good for voters here to go early to the polls.
Mr. Mozore, thank you very much. We'll leave it there. Thank you so much for that update. Oh, well, I can see on the screen visuals now coming live from Nkandla, where in just a few moments President Jacob Zuma, a first citizen, he will be casting his vote. So for now, let's go straight to Nkandla, where my colleague Mzwandile Mbejwe is standing by. Mzwandile, good morning to you. Has the president arrived?
A very good morning to you, Ayanda. As you can see, we're watching every activity right now. You can see on your screen there. We have been told that any minute the president will depart from his homestead to make his way here to the voting station, a nearby school, which is known as Ntolwane Primary School. You know, the president is expected to be here at around 10, but it doesn't take a lot of minutes. It's probably about a minute or two from his homestead to this place. The queues of people have formed and people are very excited, and we've seen some of the provincial leadership from the African National Congress. We have seen Sihle Zikalala, the chairperson of the ANC in this province, who has come and welcome the president and also receive him, because the president is in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Politically, it's chaired by Sihle Zikalala of the ANC. But now, as I can say to you, I keep checking. It looks like Ayanda, from where I am, I can see the convoy of cars making its way here. So which means in exactly around a minute or two, the president will then be dropped off here. We were told that he will do like all other South Africans. He will join the queue at the gate there. They will have to check whether he's got his ID and then to check his details. Once they've done that, and then he can proceed to cast his ballot inside. But as I'm saying to you now, I'm sure on your screen you'll soon see the convoy of cars. Those are the cars that are carrying the head of state, the president of the republic. Indeed, people are getting very excited because they can see what's about to happen. The president of the country coming to vote here. This area known as Nkandla, in terms of municipality, you know, these are local government elections. It's under the control of the IFP, and you know that in 2011, when those elections happened, the ANC actually was in control in coalition with the NFP. But later on, there had to be a by-election, and then the IFP won that by-election, and then the control of the municipality then fell into the hands of the IFP. So what is happening now is that the ANC would like to very much regain the control of the municipality. This ward, particularly this ward, I think is the ANC that is in charge here in this particular ward, but in all the other 14 wards, so then the IFP has a bigger hand there.
All right, Mzwandile, thank you. We are continuing to watch those visuals. Thank you very much, Mzwandile. We'll be also just looking at our monitors here, and we'll see there. You see the vehicles, the convoy. President Jacob Zuma is now making his way to Ntolwane Primary School, where President Zuma will be casting his vote today. And this is the venue where every single election, this is where our president comes to vote. But joining me in studio is our political analyst, Imran Bakas. Imran, just very quickly, Mzwandile was talking about that this particular ward or the area of Nkandla is under the control of the IFP, but initially it was the ANC in coalition with the NFP.
It certainly has been a fascinating municipality, and I think the ANC has been on an upward trajectory from 2006 to 2011. And despite the fact that they were victorious in 2011, a by-election saw the IFP come to power. But I think also fascinating is that the IFP has been on a downward trajectory since 94. The other issue to look out for, I think Nkandla has been the epicenter of a long-standing scandal. And like we were talking about before, Nkandla played out in many parts of the country, but less so in Nkandla itself. And we've been told for a rural working class electorate, Nkandla has been a non-issue. And in some ways, culturally, and I think in the vein of traditional leadership, one almost gets the sense that Zuma, as an elder statesman, has the right to this level of comfort, etc. But I think we also need to bear in mind that Nkandla is incredibly impoverished, despite many of the high-level bursary initiatives and other initiatives that happen there. So whether or not Nkandla will remain an issue that pricks the sensibility of simply the middle classes, I think will be seen in this particular election. I think we also need to bear in mind that the ANC campaign has been incredible in that part of the world, and there are other dynamics to look out for, like the NFP dynamic. So despite its upward trajectory from 2006 to 2011, I think what we're all waiting to watch is whether the incredible scandal around Nkandla will dent the ANC chances.
And just speaking about the NFP, of course, now there's been the scramble for the NFP vote, and I suppose for Nkandla as well, it would be quite important. I mean, we spoke about in 2011 the ANC and the NFP in a coalition in that particular area, but this time around with the NFP now out basically of the race, it now then means that it's really up to the ANC. Really now needs to ensure that it, or hopefully during the campaigning, that it has been able to woo enough voters so it can get a majority, while on the other hand the IFP has said that it will not lose Nkandla, and it says that this time it's hoping for a outright majority.
I think it's a complicated picture, Ayanda. The NFP has been through its own crises around internal democracy, administrative bungles, etc. And while there's a kind of official take that the support will go to the ANC, I think we'll need to wait and watch that.
All right. Okay. Imran, thank you very much. Let's just, for now, as we see now visuals there, it's quite crowded, a lot of media as well. It seems like President Jacob Zuma has now gone out of his car. I just saw there the ANC chairperson in the province, Sihle Zikalala, as Mzwandile had mentioned, was going to meet the president. I can just hear all the ululation from the community, quite excited.